2024 was a year of growth, challenges, and big wins. From building my ad agency Breadloaf to launching successful campaigns for some of the top e-commerce brands in the world, and maybe a few lessons learned along the way, this year has been nothing short of a roller coaster. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and sharing the highs, the lows, and everything between. If you're an entrepreneur, marketer, or just curious about what it takes to thrive in the fast-paced world of e-commerce and advertising, this one's for you. So with that being said, let's dive into it. What we're gonna do to start off here is I'm gonna go through each month, some of the highs, some of the lows, some of the key takeaways, and kind of give you a behind the scenes of what the last 12 months would look like. My plan is to start doing a video like this every year. One, to just document the cool things that my team and I have done, but also to kind of highlight some of the things that I've done personally. This was a pretty incredible year for me. One, because I got married to the love of my life, which has absolutely changed the way I think about the world. I'm now in a point in my life where I've been running my agency for almost 9 years now, and I've always put myself second to a lot of things. And this was a year of growth. It was a year of some challenges, but at the end of the day, I felt like it was a year where I had really found balance in a lot of things, from my health and my fitness to my lifestyle, to my relationship. So we're gonna kind of get into what the last 12 months look like and what we found there. Starting off the beginning of the year, I actually had a really awesome trip that I did first week of January 2024. It was my friends Jason and Jessica's wedding in Puerto Vallarta, and we were able to meet up with a lot of our really awesome friends from over the years and just had an amazing time starting off the year in Mexico, having some great drinks, some great food, and it was a beautiful wedding. It was a great start to the year. And from there, going into January, we actually launched the website for what was our first medical practice client. So one of the things that we want to focus more on, and we've been focusing on in 2024, is working with medical practices. And we actually re-platformed a brand into the Shopify ecosystem. This is a client out of Southern Florida, a medical practice, like a holistic medical practice called Vitaful, and they actually sell their own supplements, and they have their own medical practice that has a bunch of different services that they do in person in Naples, Florida. And we were able to re-platform them into Shopify, and it was a really great project. And something that we're going to be doing more and more of is building out a whole medical practice division in 2025 with a lot of the key learnings that we've learned over the last year. Going into February 2024, we had a really cool TikTok live activation that we did with our client, Ashley Benson. Ashley Benson, she's a A-list actress from Los Angeles, and we've been working with the venture group that runs her brand for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. This has been a really great experience because Breadloaf's essentially the anchor agency of record for Ash by Ashley Benson. And it's a really, really cool brand that we've been able to work on the creative end, retention, website CRO, organic social, and paid media. So been a great project. And this was a TikTok live that we did with her at TikTok Studios in partnership with TikTok back in February, where we did a special promotion for Valentine's Day along with the release of a new product where we launched a lip gloss. The same month of February, I actually bought a 72-foot yacht with one of my best friends in Florida. So my best friend Doug and I have owned boats together for 15 years now. And we went out and we bought this beautiful Grand Bank Solution 72-foot that had been partially hurricane damaged in Hurricane Ian a couple years ago. We bought it and we've been renovating it for the last year. It's been challenging to get it done. This has been a never-ending project, but the reason we actually did it is because we are going to be turning it into a luxury charter in Southern California and potentially running it also in Mexico come this year in 2025 and beyond. We're going to see if we can make it work. It's something that we've always wanted to do, own a charter business, and I'm hoping that things will work out and it'll be something that we'll just have part of our life. My top priority in my day job and my life in Slow is still into Breadloaf and the e-com industry, but I love boating, and this is a fun project that I've wanted to do for a while. So we'll be launching the charter business with the new boat El Legado, and hopefully doing some charters and some adventures around Southern California in the future. Apart from buying that boat, I went to Cabo for my wedding planning trip. So like I said, I actually got engaged in November 2024, which was absolutely amazing for my girlfriend for a couple years, my now wife. And we started to move fast. So we, started to think about when we wanted to get married. Both of us want to start a family soon. We had a lot of things going on, but we wanted to get married in 2024. So we found a venue, the Esperanza Resort, which is an Auberge property in Los Cabos. And we were able to get a wedding spot for a time in June 2024. And we had our wedding planning trip. It was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend, if anyone's thinking about getting married in the future, getting married abroad, look at Cabo. It was absolutely incredible. I'm so happy we did it there, and that planning trip was great. A little bit of a loss for that same period of February. One of our clients actually had a DMCA attack on their site, and it was super challenging. This actually was around the same time I was in Cabo for that planning trip. And I had my client calling me just in a lot of pain, trying to figure out what was happening. This affected all of their meta tracking. It affected their overall site performance. We were having bot traffic from China and Russia. Couldn't figure out why anyone would have done this, but it was such a pain. It took so much energy. And at the end of the day, we were able to figure it out. But that was definitely a exhausting loss for the month of February that definitely put a couple battle wounds in our backs. But at the end of the day, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And we learned a lot from that DMCA attack and kind of built more of a protocol on what we can do if this happens to any of our e-commerce clients in the future. And lastly, in February, I actually was able to participate in Gooder Eyewear's Partner Day, which is really fun. Gooder does this partner day twice a year with all of their partners. They bring out all their agency partners along with all their tech partners for a partner day. They have their headquarters in Los Angeles, and they brought us all in to just kind of talk about the game plans and to strategize in different pods, and also showcase some of the new product, the highlights and the collections that they were releasing over the next 12 months. It was a lot of fun. The second time I was participating in that partner day, and at the same time we were working on like a multi-month retention consulting engagement with Gooder as well. So it was a great time, and I was so happy to get invited to participate in that. Then as we moved into March 2024, we launched a project for United Airlines in partnership with our client Plane Tags. So Plane Tags has really had some really cool partnerships over the years with a lot of these big airline carriers and a lot of these big licensing brands in the airline space. So similar to what we've done with American Airlines and what we did with Alaska Airlines at the end of 2023, we launched this new United Airlines portal. We actually launched a portal for them back in 2017, and we relaunched it again in their Shopify Plus ecosystem with a couple of updates there. It was a really great project. And, I'm very proud to say that we worked on this United Airlines portal that was only accessible for United Airlines employees. It was a special project that Plane Tags built with United Airlines, and I couldn't be prouder of what we were able to produce with that. As we went into April 2024, we actually launched a new Plane Tags website for Plane Tags we had been working on for a couple months. You guys know I talk about Plane Tags a lot. They're one of our oldest clients and one of the most fun clients I have to work with. And we relaunched the whole front end of their site in April 2024 and also built a new wholesale portal within their Shopify Plus ecosystem to make it easier for their wholesale accounts to order without having to call in or send an email. At the same time, I was able to make it out to Florida to check up on that boat that we bought back in February. This was the first time we were actually seeing it in person. So it was a lot of fun to just dive into it. We had a full tent on it, full scaffolding, had all the fiberglass and the exterior paint being done at that time. It was a lot of fun and had a blast getting to do it. And yeah, it was a great trip. And as we went into May 2024, we wrapped up this multi-month retention consulting project that we had been doing for Gooder Eyewear. This project really broke down some foundational pieces that we were working on with a new retention team that they had hired, but we built out the whole 2024 retention marketing calendar. We implemented a 4-month direct mail marketing strategy, and we consulted on deliverability, automation, and list management. Apart from that, I made it back to Florida and had the most amazing bachelor party with my best friends in Northern Florida, Jacksonville area. We went fishing. We were at a beautiful house on the lake. Chartered a boat for a couple days where we could go to all the restaurants and the breweries on the river up there, and just had a great time with my friends, barbecuing and hanging out and having a good old time. And as we made it into June 2024, we had been working on a project for the Fantasy Box, which the Fantasy Box is essentially like a date night box made for couples. So they have a bunch of different themed boxes and a subscription commerce component. We got brought on at the beginning of February 2024 to essentially take over a project that they had challenges with. Essentially, they had hired a dev team that had charged them 6 figures to get this custom site to the place it was in, and it was just a death spiral project where there wasn't any end in sight. The Breadloaf CRO dev team got involved in that, and then we spent the next few months just rebuilding this custom site built from scratch. It was challenging, it was a lot of work, but we got it done. It was a great project, and we finally launched it in June 2020. And then that same month, I got married. We were back in Cabo for a little over a week, got married to the love of my life. We had almost 70 people at our wedding. I think it was like 65, 66. I had an absolutely beautiful wedding. I couldn't ask for anything more. My wife and I, Sarah, had the best time, and I will cherish that day and that week for the rest of my life. And then as we headed into July 2024, this was actually one of our best sale months in history at Breadloaf. I don't know what was in the water, but our cold outbound systems were just going off, and we generated so many great leads through cold outbound and through our referral systems. I was so happy. A couple of our new clients from that month that I'm really proud of is Tall Men's Shoes, Rejuva, Sea Witch Botanicals, and Niptonics. Niptonics we actually worked with a few years ago, but we finally got them into a full-fledged retention client. So just overall really excited, and we're taking some key learnings from that month and applying it to our marketing mix moving forward. And as we went into August 2024, we did a photo shoot for our client Michelle out in Ohio. We had the whole Ohio Breadloaf team on site. We had Sarah creative directing, and we had built, this was actually the first official shoot that we did in Ohio. Usually we do shoots in LA or other big cities, but we were able to put this together because our client's located in Ohio as well, and we actually have some employees on the Breadloaf end that are out there as well. So had an incredible shoot, photo, video content, talent, and essentially we were ramping up for a large launch that we were doing in September. So overall, phenomenal project. And what I love too is when my team can do these shoots and I don't necessarily have to be there. So it was a great project and a great shoot. And we're going to be doing more stuff out in Ohio because of that. Apart from that shoot and onboarding all these great clients, we started the planning process for Q4. So we actually do the internal planning in July, and then we go into Q4 planning where we're presenting campaign concepts and calendars to our clients in August. And our goal by the end of August, we have the campaign calendar done, or we're just tweaking things and doing a couple of revisions throughout the first week or two of September. So we have September, October, and the first half of November for heavy production, right? We're looking multi-months in advance, and we take Q4 extremely seriously. So we got all that campaign planning done for Q4, set ourselves up, and we were done faster than we had ever been. We have Lauren on our planning department. She runs the planning department. She did an amazing job really spearheading planning and taking it a step further and incorporating some of those longer tail projections where we're trying to get ahead 90 days in advance with our clients that we're now running now into Q1. Apart from work, I actually took off for my honeymoon. So my wife and I went on a 2-week vacation for our honeymoon. We were in the Amalfi Coast of Italy, flew into Rome, took the train down to Naples, and then headed up to Amalfi. We spent a couple nights in Priano, Positano, Amalfi, then headed out to Capri, the island of Capri right off of the Amalfi Coast, and then we went to the island of Ischia that's just north of there for a couple nights. then headed back up to Rome for a night and headed home. Had an incredible trip. It was so much fun. If you haven't had a chance to visit the Amalfi Coast, I highly recommend it. It was the best honeymoon I could have ever imagined in my life, and I'm so stoked for it. And lastly, we launched a really awesome collaboration with Delta Airlines in plane tags. So this was a multi-product licensing deal and project that our client did with Delta Airlines, and we were really stoked to be a part of it. So great piece overall, and really happy with how that launch turned out. And as we went into September 2024, I mentioned to you guys that we did a big shoot for our client Michelle back in August. We started working with them in July and actually started with a full website replatform. They were originally built in the WordPress ecosystem with WooCommerce. They had a local dev shop, old school dev shop, convinced them that WooCommerce and WordPress was the right fit. And I told them right away, listen, I bet you're having these 5-10 challenges. They had all of them. We put together a proposal and we re-platformed them in the Shopify ecosystem. At the same time of launching that new site, we launched their big licensing deal with Ohio State. They did a collaboration licensing deal with some special products specifically with Ohio State. They're all hair clips. And this project took off. It was super successful. And this launch is now the segue to multiple other licensing deals with other universities, sports teams, and other licensing forms that we can incorporate into the core product in the future. But it was great. We saw incredible results, and it was perfect timing for it to be at the beginning of college football season. Then as we went into October 2024, this was a really big project. We launched the Pebi Forevi Tap Card app on iOS and Android. We had been working on this app for months. Like we started back in May, June, and it was a big project. You know, these apps you could get launched in a couple weeks, or they can take a couple months, they could take a year. Pebi had a lot of details that they wanted to implement in there, especially when it came to custom blocks and certain features, and just took them time to review this. But I'm so happy with the results. We saw incredible results right off the bat. The numbers were unbelievable. Throughout the month of November, which was less than 60 days out from the launch, we did 182,000 in revenue directly from in-app. It was unreal. I think the first 30 days we did about 75 in October, which wasn't even a full month of the launch. So this is additional revenue, guys. This is the power of what the right app and the right app strategy can do. And if you have an existing 7-8 figure brand, you already have a built-in audience. We're just taking your email and SMS list and migrating them into Push and using Push in the app as the loyalty program. Also in October, which was huge for us, we've been trying to become a meta marketing partner for 3 to 5 years now. We've applied so many times. I can't tell you, we've applied probably 40, 50 times, and there's always an issue. And we've officially became a meta marketing partner. One of our goals for this year is to really develop out our media buying team and our CRO team as they're into core services in their own, expanding their existing departments as is. But this was a huge step for us, adding that meta marketing badge of approval of Breadloaf to the overall team. And then lastly, in the month of October, our client Plane Tags hosted their 4th annual Plane Tags Festival, which was a huge success. We started selling tickets for this event back in June, and it was sold out. It was amazing. And if you want more information, I've done a whole video on my channel about what this event looked like and how it took place and what happened there. And now, November 2024, we had our most successful Q4 ever. Our clients were dialed in. Our team was dialed in. We had an incredible month of November when it came to performance and results and campaigns. It wasn't easy. It was a tough year, but I can't tell you how stoked I am for just everything that happened with our clients and our team members here and where things are going and the protocols we've built to really expand in the future. During the same month, we also launched the 2nd year of the Miller Coors Banquet collab with Yo Colorado. So our client Yo Colorado has been, launching collaborations with Miller Coors and the Coors Banquet brand for now in its 2nd year. And we were able to launch the first round of products. From that first round of products, we actually launched a whole outerwear collection with Miller Coors and Coors Banquet brand. It's a really cool one-piece ski suit, limited edition that U Colorado put together. I've never been more proud of any work our team has produced, like the visuals that we've been getting from the U Colorado team to incorporate into the design, everything that the copy team's been writing, are the strategy, the implementation. It's producing such great results, and I could not be happier. And this is a campaign that I'm really, really proud of and so stoked to be a part of. And I did this all while actually sailing down to Cabo over 2 weeks. So I had the opportunity to sail down to Cabo in the month of November. And this is a cruising rally called the Baja Haha. And so for 2 weeks, the first part of November, I was working through Starlink while sailing down, taking phone calls. We actually closed a couple new clients, had new client agreements and kickoffs while I was offshore, and that was a great experience. I had done this trip back in 2017 and didn't know when I would be able to do it next, and then my friends were sailing down there on their catamaran. We were able to make it work, and I'm so stoked that it happened and that I participated. I almost didn't go because I thought I couldn't make it work, and this trip really proved to me that if you have the right systems and the right teams, you can do anything, even if it's during the most busy time of the year. And then as we went into December 2024, another Plane Tags launch. We launched the Qantas collaboration with a new product, which are the Qantas coasters. The reason I'm bringing this up is we had the best ad performance that we've had in 6-7 years across all of our clients. We had CAC as low as $4 or $5 off a $220 AOV on top of funnel alone. Incredible results. And it just shows you products don't have to be complicated. We were making coasters out of old aircraft and selling it to aviation enthusiasts in Australia that love the Qantas brand. A great collaboration, great product with an amazing brand, putting that all together. That is the winning formula in 2025 and beyond, and what I want people to be taken away from here. And then, we finished up the year strong with some holiday campaigns, and we actually hosted our first end of year planning retreat with our client Shebird. So we had the Shebird team come up from San Diego. We got a co-working space in Newport Beach where we're able to work with our client directly. And we had a great strategic planning session. I think we're going to be doing more of these in the future. We have one scheduled with our client Starlight Galleria for this month. And they're just great in-person 3 to 4 hour sessions where we can do a deep dive into strategy, planning, copywriting, design, and take that roadmap away and then distribute it for the team for the next 3 to 6 months. So really happy with how that came out and really stoked to see where things are going in the future with it. And now I want to talk about a few of my goals for 2025 with the business specifically. So the top one is actually focusing on having a bigger impact. I've been running this brand and this business for almost 9 years now. And the last few years, we've had quite a few roadblocks that have popped up here and there. And what I want to take away from this is that we're going to be focusing on our marketing because our systems internally and our team are all world-class. So we're going to be doubling down on content, on our ad funnels, on our cold outbound, and really making that a top priority so we can have a bigger impact. I'm trying to grow this brand to $100 million a year. I want to have Breadloaf as one of the leading advertising agencies in the world, and I do not see myself retiring from the ad world anytime soon. I love this business, I thrive in it, and I will be doing this until I die. I filmed the video back 6 months ago that's hidden now to myself in 5 years. It's actually a video that similar video to what Mr. Beast did in the past. And this video, I essentially said what I want. And one of those goals is I want to be running a $100 million agency in 5 to 8 years. And that's what I want. So the thing that we need to do is double down on our lead flow and our sales team, and that's a top priority. We're also going to be rebranding the brand marketer program to Brand Advisors. So Brand Advisors is going to be a new brand name. We're going to incorporate a couple more things underneath it, but I just want to get away from brand marketer, get to Brand Advisors. It's a cleaner name, and through that, we really want to start curating and building this program that we've been running since 2020 and double down on it. So that's a top priority for this year. We're also building our CRO department and media buying teams. They're going to have their own funnels, their own pods. And as we continue to expand, Our retention department is the biggest department right now, but our CRO and our media buying teams are expanding a lot. So we see a lot of growth happening there, and we're really excited to see some of the leadership from some of our team members internally really step up to lead the way there. And next, we're doubling down on our own content. So we're trying to expand from our 2 long form videos a week like this to now doing 4 a week over the next few months. And we're going to be distributing that into the podcast, into short form. We're also building a newsletter. So we're going to be building a newsletter under the Brand Advisor's name. It's going to be a daily newsletter. We're going to be sending it out actionable insights across retention specifically, but I'd love to start building in CRO, creative, and media buying as well into that. And we're also going to be launching our first info products and our first community, which will be part of Brand Advisors. I see a big opportunity for us to be doing low ticket self-liquidating offers to help us run ads, to get some of our templates and protocols out to the market. And it'll allow us to do more in the future and really start acquiring more qualified opportunities to work with us at the agency, or also be a part of the Brand Advisor growth program. And this is, like I said, this will be the year that we really scale up and build our team onshore and offshore. As of right now, we've got team members across the US, Canada, Ukraine, Austria, Belarus, and Croatia, and I see that expanding. There's nothing that makes me more happy than getting to have world-class team members a part of Breadloaf and really expanding on that in the future. And that's a wrap on 2024. It's been an incredible journey filled with wins, lessons, and plenty of growth. I hope sharing this year's highs and lows gave you some insights, inspiration, and maybe just a little better understanding on what it takes to navigate through the e-commerce and the marketing world. If you found this video helpful and enjoyed the ride, I'd love for you to just hit that subscribe button and drop a comment on your biggest takeaway from what you learned, or if you had any questions about what we talked about, or let me know what you're excited about for 2025. Here's to bigger things ahead. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.